I have one question, Mike. Have you been able to pinpoint a date that we want to start promoting for your first EMA meeting?
Not as of yet. I was looking to discuss that with you.
Okay, okay, all right. So we should have news on that in the near future, though.
Yes.
Is it fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Building official, Russ Crayley.
Everybody's got my monthly report, my yearly report, and then my overall report for the building department. And I was just trying to put together some trends. I think we ended up making a little more money this year than last year because of some commercial construction projects. And that's a good thing. Hopefully we'll see more in the future. Russo is moving along as planned. Their goal, I was just in there Friday with their people. We're doing inspections, and their goal is to open up sometime in March. So, right along.
I hear it's looking good over there. I'll be there in the next day or two.
It's looking good. So they've spent a lot of time, a lot of effort in there. They've spent a lot of money on that building. That's about it.
Also, just on the note, since you mentioned Russo, for those of you who haven't been up to the Village Hall recently, if you noticed a particular reindeer in the foyer, that was a gift from Russo Power Equipment to the village. That's where that rascal comes from.
They're trying to sell us a trimmer now to take care of
it. Public Works Superintendent Jeff Gately.
Yes, we have been actually quite busy, even though the winter season typically sees somewhat of a slowdown in Public Works Department, other than the winter snow removal and such. We've actually been doing quite a bit of rehab work here in the Village Hall, where the squad room, where we used to house the police department, has been redone. We've done a little bit of construction in there to put our mail sorter and such in there. That room has been repainted. We're currently working in the conference room, just trying to doll up the place a little bit. It's been 5 years since we've been here. There's some maintenance items that we can certainly take care of in-house. I've also been feverishly working on the budget, and I believe I'm going to make the target. I'm 98% there. I got a couple things to tweak hopefully tomorrow. If the weather holds out, I'll be able to.
You got it on tape and film now.
Nothing like putting myself on the spot.
So you have till midnight tomorrow.
I got till midnight tomorrow. I see it wasn't specific. That being said, on the committee level, we've also been putting together some various projects. I'll let Greg elaborate on most of those. That is actually going to get the village in a better position, in a moving forward position. This would be towards the goals, where we're looking to be in the next 5 years, trying to get infrastructure taken care of, maintenance plans, such and so forth. So we've been devoting quite a bit of time on that. Yeah, excuse me. As I said, I'll let our engineer on the specifics. Other than that, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Before we move on to our engineer, our attorney's up next at bat.
We've been working in preparation for the real estate closing for the purchase of the Golden Well property, which will happen on January 18th, and also prepared the ordinance document that will be on tonight that will be later in the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Okay, village engineer Greg Ruin.
Thank you, Mayor. As far as the general stormwater is concerned, I was able to meet with the Lake County Stormwater Management Commission about the Lisk Drive homeowners properties. They confirmed that we will have to get a permit from Lake County SMC, but they agreed that if we were just restoring their property back to the original plan grades from the original Deer Point subdivision plans, that it will be more of a streamlined process, and that will just be considered a shoreline stabilization project, which is a good thing. So we should be ready to roll on that this springtime. As far as the motor fuel tax is concerned, item K1 in the business, there's a vote on a proposal that we prepared for the village, basically to do a comprehensive pavement evaluation for the village. Basically, it has to be an evaluation which will include recommended pavement maintenance intervals and their associated costs over a 20-year life cycle. We can talk more about that during the business section. Pineview Apartment Water Main Extension. This is the water main extension that we expect to be about $40,000 to extend water out to the Pineview Apartments. Those plans have been prepared and are actually at the IEPA right now, so we should expect a permit from them in about 45 days. And after that, we can go out to bid on the project. We also did get in contact with the IEPA concerning their loan program for a couple of water main projects. These were the holdovers from the stimulus projects from basically 2007. There's no stimulus money for this. It's a standard 2.5% loan program. We did respond to their email, let them know that we're still interested if they want to extend the loan to us. We'll work on some more specifics with the IEPA and the Public Works Committee on that particular program. And as far as the Boys and Well property is concerned, we performed a phase 1 environmental assessment on the property and also an asbestos survey for the property. And both of those reports indicated that the site is clean. There should be a copy on your desk. That's it.
Okay, great, thank you. Are there any questions for Greg regarding the studies?
Stormwater charges for the permits to reestablish that over there. There's no charge for those permits.
There will be a charge, SMC will charge for the permits.
What kind of charge?
Do we know what the fee's gonna be?
They did not tell us exactly, but I would expect them to be $2,500.
Really?
Yeah.
Road trip, Gary, we're sending you over to SMC.
So now we have to do that to work because we got to pay for a permit.
I don't mind paying for a permit, but that seems kind of high. We'll have to see what we can do about that. I don't know if that's negotiable or not.
Yeah, well, we got a meeting. Public Works is having a meeting tomorrow night.
Okay, so you can crack that one apart.
Talk that over a little bit.
Okay.
That's my Public Works comment, thank you.
Any other questions for the engineer? Okay, reports of standing committees, finance, trustee Daly.
Budget, that's the prime issue right now. And I know everybody will come in on time tomorrow, somewhere before midnight. And then, of course, working on the purchase that's been mentioned of the Boys and Well building, that's been keeping us busy. But the budget will be the big issue here over the next couple of weeks. That's it.
Back to you, Gary, Public Works.
That's pretty much my comment.
You'll have more to
We've
say
had
on tomorrow's
a
meeting.
lot more meetings in the last month than we have, with Greg and Jeff and going over some of these projects, loan applications, with everything and stuff. So
Okay.
hopefully soon, some of these projects will start actually moving forward. So that's all I have for now.
Public safety, trustee Barrett.
Mike kind of touched on what I was wanted to talk about this at this meeting was this go bag, or actually what it's really, you can call it an apocalypse bag, you can call it a go bag, you can do whatever you call it. Basically, what it consists of, there's several lists that are out there. One's through the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, IEMA. There's one through ready.gov. Basically, this is just a small duffel bag that gives you enough basic supplies to cover you for 72 hours. And I carry one in my car all the time because I travel. My car is my mobile office. It's my command post, as you want to call it. And basically what I will do is that I will give it to either the mayor or John and let him post a couple of these lists on Facebook so that our citizens here can build one for themselves. Because it gives you a general idea, and there's, certain people have certain, necessary requirements, whether it's prescription drugs or if they have, food things that, you can't have. But it's a pretty general go-over list, and I think that would make a real nice piece to post either on Facebook, or if you want to put it on the website, you can. I can give that to you in the morning because my laptop's sitting in the.
You email me the link, I can post it on Facebook.
Is this different than the list in your article?
It's more of a personal safety kit for your car when you're traveling during the winter months.
Okay.
I carry that, and then I have my go kit for
take all the information we can get. Okay, wetlands and open spaces, trustee Huberstein?
First of all, I want to thank Jeff and his crew for putting the silt fencing around all the entrances after our hard work this summer of planting the native flowers. We realized that they are not salt resistant, and so the silt fence is hopefully going to protect them, and we can reuse that over the years and perhaps put the fencing in a little earlier so it won't be quite as difficult. Thank you very much. I met with Jeff and Dave Coulter of Native Restoration Services to discuss options for dealing with that ongoing erosion problem over on the north side of Cranberry Lake, the embankment that backs up to Cranberry North Homeowners Association, to talk about what options we have to try and fix that. We're planning, Dave Coulter and I are planning to meet with the Cranberry North Board this month, hopefully, to talk about some issues that impact them and us. We had our monthly or every other month meeting of the Wetland Committee, and the budget was approved. So I think that we're in good shape. I forwarded the budget to Jeff because all of that goes under Public Works, so it's up to you.
That's up to you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Community relations, trustee Garenowski.
Well, we kind of talked about what I was going to announce a little bit earlier, but I'll just reiterate, our YouTube site is up. It is Hainesville, IL, no space. Also, please join us on Facebook, follow us. I posted today about the board meeting and just other little things we can always post on. And I appreciate any comments or anything on the site if you think there are things that we can improve. One comment we had was about the microphone, about speaking into the mic so people can hear us, so we are working on that. And also, we had Dave move up a couple of rows just so that the mic will pick us up a little bit better. I'm also finishing up on my budget. I have a couple last minute details I need to put out, and then I will have that into Kelly tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's move on to business. Item 1, approval of a resolution for MFT funds for pavement study for $14,530. Do we have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Discussion. The money that's in the MFT, Jeff,
Yes.
right? Now, I know this was not, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe it was a budgeted item when we developed the budget a year ago. Am I correct on that?
That's correct.
Was the MFT money set aside for anything in particular? Or were we just, is this proposal to do this pavement study, which I think is a vital thing, is it replacing another project, or?
No, whatever the motor fuel tanks, I don't know, Jim can probably correct me on this as we go, is, I consider it a separate bank account that you can only use for restricted things. You know, you can use it for snow plowing, you can use it for street repairs, sidewalk, curb, gutter, and so forth. I believe we get a deposit from the state, you know, a monthly based on what the census is. So if we have, I don't know what the cumulative balance is in that account. I know there's quite a bit of funds that are in there that are available. So last year when we wanted to do, when we put together the crack sealing project, out of that money, every time we want to use that money or earmark it, the board has to pass a